There are too many hooplas that Pragmata caused, a lot of which is nothing to do with being a wholesome dad game and more to do with people being absolutely disgusting. It's kind of evil how Marathon gets called a flop for doing these numbers, but Pragmata doesn't because, whoa, okay, let's stop right there. You say that right-wingers buy Capcom's new game Pragmata because they want to do lewd things to the little android girl? I think you are too terminally online to associate right-wingers and criminals that prey on children. This person cited this post that I really wish I do not see. It's this horny doofus not being proud that he polishes rockets and unleashes generations to a Pragmata amiibo figure. Please do not reply to a safe post about amiibo, which are nasty, dirty habits. Seriously, the least you can do as a degenerate towards fictional characters is being a civilized one who knows how to set boundaries. And you have just completely breached that by letting people know your nasty habits. Thanks for telling everyone why you want to play the game before you make up some other excuse to hide your... Stop. Just stop. Just because the game is about a cute little girl doesn't mean the people playing the game wants to screw her. What is wrong with you? Here's one Pragmata outrage that genuinely baffles me. Diana has become the most important hard reset of the moment. Ladies going back to factory settings. I'm sorry, what? All these women are just crying that Diana is being cute and funny. That's a normal reaction. What do you mean they're back to factory settings? What kind of gender politics are you trying to shove to me? Pragmata is destroying years of leftist programming and activating women's ovaries in real time. Are you demented? Just because women play games featuring a little girl being cute doesn't mean those women want actual little girls in real life. Pragmata is a psyop to counter decades of anti-natalist propaganda and bring up global birth rates. No, this game will not bring up global birth rates. Do you know what causes the recession of the global birth rates? You don't need statistics, just ask yourself. Do you want to have a kid? If not, why not? If yes, why haven't you had any? You are the reason why the birth rates are not going up. I got married earlier this year. What's your excuse? I have no idea how the daddy girl game Pragmata somehow got turned into a conversation about paternal instincts. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way that childless women have maternal instincts. I have no idea why you even say all this when it is straight up incorrect scientifically and psychologically. Oh wait, I don't have to wait that long. I can just scroll down a little bit and find out why you're saying all this stupid garbage. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he is likely a predator. That's right, guys. If you like taking care of kids, you might be a predator. If you buy this game, you might be a predator. What is wrong with you? You'd be taking the feminist or radical gender abolitionist position to protest any of the above points. No. I think I'll be taking the sensible and scientifically backed points, you misandrist lunatic. This should explain why a dad simulator game marketed to mostly childless men gives people the creeps. No, it does not explain that at all. But it does explain one thing, and that is how much you give us the creeps. Some people were outraged at Capcom for letting this emoji come to play for their new game Pragmata, saying that it originated from people who watch cartoon... Excuse me? Now you're pulling my leg. Cartoon adult content featuring children? Diana is a fictional character. She's not real. She is cute and funny. Not all usage of the Kani Uo meme are lewd. I don't use it for lewd young anime girls. Diana is cute and funny and adorable. I too would use this emoji because she is cute and adorable. People are annoyed at me for explaining what people are referencing in all of the replies. Maybe because you completely misunderstand the Kani Uo meme. Yes, Know Your Meme did say that it has something to do with young anime girls. Yes, they did say that the usage of Kani Uo can be lewd, but they did also say that people misdefine Kani as cute and funny. I disagree that it is a misdefinition. I have and will always consider Kani as cute and funny, especially when this emoji can be used to react to cuteness. Oh, and nice of you to lock the replies on your end. If you don't like to be annoyed by people in the replies correcting you, stop saying easily disprovable nonsense. There's this post a while back of this guy pointing out how Pragmata was censored very lazily. This complaint was so horrendously received that Twitter X suspended the two accounts who complained about this because Why the hell would you be complaining about the underskirt of a semi-realistic android girl? People also should understand the importance of nuance, that Diana is a fictional character and she is not real. I understand that too, and you are welcome to argue all that in the timeline yourself and get your accounts at risk of being suspended. I, on the other hand, am not going to be joining with you on this one. This is not the kind of censorship that I think is worth fighting against. Pragmata is not a fan service game. Fatal Frame 2 Remake is not a fan service game either. It's not a game where you want to see the characters' panties. I'd be more upset if they censored Dead or Alive, or if they censored a game centered on adult content. But this is not that game. This is a wholesome daddy and girl game. I have no idea what got into the mind of these two to look at the underskirt of a fictional android girl and complain about how censored they got. But hey, if you think that this form of censorship is an injustice and is a mark of the video game industry getting more sanitized as time goes on, that's fine. You are welcome to voice your opinions. You are welcome to try to fight against this censorship. I personally won't be because I'm a gamer. I care about the overall package of a sci-fi daddy and little girl game, not whether I can look at a fictional and semi-realistic little girl's undies. If that's what you care about in the context of this game, I think you got your priorities backwards. Of all the media that you want to see panties on, why the hell would you want to choose Pragmata? I miss the days when we could see girls' panties in video games. Sorry, but we're not living in the 2000s anymore when it's okay to be sexy and edgy. We're living in the sanitized current year. But that's fine by me because the sanitization only happens in the popular mainstream works made by big corporations that won't do them anyway to appeal to the global standards. I am not holding my breath for those, and that's fine. Rule 34 is way easier to access than ever, and you can absolutely get your nasty habits fixed there. Not every game these days need to have fan service like they were in the good old days. I love that too, but I don't think we'll ever see a Western game opens the same way Prince of Persia Warrior Within opens. Seriously, look it up. Those are some fine peaches in the first 3 minutes of that game. That was in the past, but I'm perfectly fine with gaming as it is now because I get my fan service fix elsewhere. I can add fan service myself if I want to, and I still get excellent games to play. Pragmata is not that place to channel your nasty thoughts on. There are way better places to do that, and if we're talking about anti-censorship, this is not the kind of censorship that is worth uncensoring or worth putting your energy to. If you want to, go ahead, but not only you'll risk getting suspended, but it's gonna be a massive hurdle to convince people that this is something worth uncensoring. Here's what I think is worth uncensoring: Yamamoto Naoki's Inaka. That's one of my favorite doujins of all time, and I can only get the censored version. Might as well be talking about adult content since this game somehow led to people bringing that up a lot. I can't believe that I have to justify this again and again. Are you really justified jerking off the fictional characters a bit? Yes. It really doesn't matter what kind of fictional character it is. They can be young, they can be old, they can be between a younger one and an older one. They are still fictional, they are not real. My issue is when these degenerates decided to hand out the kind of information that the CIA would never be able to extract out of me with enhanced interrogation. Adult content is messed up. It just helps your brain to objectify women and think of them like objects. Women? Just women. What about the men that were objectified by adult content? And this is assuming that this statement is true. In reality, most people know that adult content is just fantasy, not reality. If they think what's depicted in adult content is reality, then the problem is on them. Adult content in general, as a whole, it's scientifically proven that it causes stuff like depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and low libido. Actually, no. It's the reverse. Adult content doesn't cause all those things. They can be signs of people having those things. Also, unlike drugs, smoking, or alcohol, which will chemically cause addiction, adult content and video games do not. They are way easier to control, and it is healthy to consume them in moderation. Consuming it as a young person might cause issues to distinguish reality from fiction. First off, young people shouldn't be consuming adult content to begin with, nor are we encouraging them to do so. Second, they absolutely can distinguish between fiction and reality. They know the concept of fantasies and make-believes. Unfortunately, adult content blurs the reality so much that even adults cannot make that distinction. But that is clearly not the fault of the content in question, and more of the fault of the adult. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.